you have negotiated with yourself and you have convinced yourself that it is okay not to chase anything beyond what you have. Where are you at and what are you going to do about it? Your likes don't equal your success. Money doesn't equal happiness. Where the fuck are you at? And what are you doing about it? You're not doing shit about it because you're fucking comfortable. Comfort breeds complacency, and you're fucking complacent. That's why you don't fucking want for anything more. You have negotiated with yourself. You have fucking sold your will to climb. You've sold your will to grow through your negotiation to be complacent because you're comfortable. Heat's on, light comes on when the light switch comes on. You've never had to sleep on the fucking floor. You've never slept in a fucking building for 90 days in the coldest fucking weather when there was no fucking heat because you couldn't afford the deposit, because you've never felt discomfort. So you have no motivation or drive to do better because you've always had what you perceive that you need, because you've never fucking come to the realization that you want something more. Money isn't happiness. That's why you're complacent and you're happy not fucking making enough money to pay your fucking bills, because you've convinced yourself that when you can come home at 6 o'clock and sit on the couch until fucking 9 o'clock and that television works, and then you get in bed and you turn the TV on again, and rather than going to sleep so that you can get up early and use the time when nobody else is up with no distraction, you turn that television back on once you're in bed and you watch it till midnight, and then that alarm goes off at 6, but you've told yourself you're getting up at 4, but when you wake up at 4, you look at the clock and you negotiate again for comfort that you won't get up till 6 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock, rather than get up and go for a jog or a run or whatever, you piddle around and you sleep till 6:30, and then you finally get up and you get in that warm fucking shower because you've never felt a shower that didn't have hot water. You've never been in a situation with a bunch of fucking people where the guys that got up before you had the hot water and all that was left was fucking cold water. So some days you didn't shower because it was too cold to take a shower. You've never done any of those things because you have negotiated with yourself and you have convinced yourself that it is okay not to chase anything beyond what you have. And other people who also have nothing have told you that you don't need those things, because if you do better, they know you, they call each other friends, and for you to do better, that means that they're doing less. And that means that if you can do more, that means they can do more, but they've already negotiated with themselves, and you guys all hang out at the same place, and you drink from the same well, and you're all poisoned with the same poison. That's just it. Clicks don't equal, what'd that guy say?
Success.
Clicks don't equal success. But amazingly, when anybody gives me those fucking little nuggets of advice, when you look, you can't find any traces of success. See, success leaves clues. But you go to look for those dudes because I want to see them. I mean, if they're giving me that advice, they must know something I don't know. I expect I can garner something from them. I can gain something from them. I can steal something from them. I can emulate them in some way because they're watching my videos, kind of saying the counter to what I'm saying. So I want to know, what does he do? But amazingly, when you click on those, it's always a page with no followers and no videos, and they're using a fake name. They're not using a real name. You put them in the system and they haven't ordered anything from you. So you weigh less. Like dudes that order shit from me, we had a ton of dudes order shoestrings. I don't know, well, I do know why, because a couple groups shared it and I bought. Somebody made multicam black shoestrings and boot strings. 72 and 56 inch, I believe, was what they were. Multicam black and multicam. And I bought all the multicam black ones. So whether you like me or not, if you want those, you have to buy them from me because I own every fucking pair of them. So when they made some new ones in the other size, it got reshared. So all these dudes are buying shoestrings. And I was just curious. So I looked up every one of the dudes that bought nothing but a shoestring. Fucking crazy, right? None of the dudes that bought a single pair of shoestrings, and there was about 20 of them, ever bought anything else from SOE. And I worked till 11:30. I worked beyond 11:30, but till 11:30 last night, I shipped orders myself. And I hand wrote notes to all of them. Everybody, you know that I shipped your order because there's a fucking handwritten note, and I use your name, and I say something serious, and I say something funny, and I say something for real. And I said, hey, thank you for your first order with SOE. When you're ready to be a real boy and try out real gear, let us know. Until then, have a great year and try to do some real shit this year. Enjoy your fucking shoestrings. That's what the notes all said. They're going to laugh or they're going to be like, this guy's a fucking asshole. Whatever. What did I lose? Because in 30 years, you haven't fucking ordered anything from me. I had a dude this morning sends Amanda an email. He's like, hey, I bought this belt just a little while ago from you. It's an EDC low profile belt. I've used it a few times, but I don't really like it. So I don't wear it. Can I trade it for an EDC belt? Well, people's perception, people for the most part, they're not honest with you when they say things like this. Because we used to do that. We're like, sure, we want you as a customer. Come on back. We will do that for you. But every time we get a belt like that, it's got dog hair, it's got cigarette smell. It's not a few times. It's that he's used it for a fucking year. Like if it comes in and I pick it up off the shelf, and me personally, I can tell that it's not a brand new belt, that means I can't sell it to a consumer, and it's the same thing. There's no hardware to salvage off of a low-profile belt. So can I or can I not, in good conscience, pass this to a customer as a brand new belt? And the answer is fucking no. But I'm curious, so I put this dude's email address in the system. You know when he bought it? I want to know what kind of customer you are. Because if you've got 100 orders, I personally, John Willis, I'm going to eat the price of that fucking belt. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to give it to a client. I'm going to give it to somebody that walks through the door and tell them what it is, or I'm going to give it to an employee. That dude bought that belt in 2014. He had one other order on his account. It was from 3 years before that. That dude is not a customer. He bought a belt because somebody told him something. He didn't like the belt, customer's remorse, buyer's remorse, whatever it was. You want to return something? Show me where you can go buy, show me a car dealership where you can go buy a car for a couple of years and then just bring it back and we'll just fucking swap that for you. How is that worth your time? That you have this thing that you've had all these years and you think you're going to just go like, that's not worth, I'd be embarrassed. Personally, I'm embarrassed by that shit. I don't send fucking food back if they cook it wrong. I just never do. That's just my policy. And I've got a lot of dudes around me that work in high-end restaurant industry, and they're like, you can send your food back. I don't have time. My time personally costs too much money. If I'm at a table with my wife and she ordered filet mignon and I ordered a bone-in Chicago ribeye and my steak's not perfect, I don't have time for her to sit there while her food gets cold waiting for me, or she eats and then I'm there waiting for another steak. I don't have that time. My time costs too much money. I have a lot of people that I like to hang out with. I have people I like to see when I go into Nashville, for instance. I don't ever tell them I'm coming because I don't have time to wait for them or wait for them to show up. When I eat, when I go out to dinner, when we go someplace, I've got literally 3 days of shit I want to do in that day, and generally we get all that shit done. There is not a time when I am out of this building where I am not in some capacity working. Amanda drives, I do emails. Amanda drives, I do social media. I'm constantly finding things that we can sell for more. All weekend long, all Saturday, we were out of town from, I guess we got up at 5:30 in the morning and we left town, and we didn't get back till 2 o'clock the next night, 1 o'clock the next night. The whole time I'm on social media. I'm making posts, I'm making comments, I'm interacting, I'm immediately answering emails when they come through. The whole time we're driving around from place to place, and I'm looking at Marketplace, and I'm like, I know I can resell this. We bought a lot of shit because I can 10 times my money on it. I bought shit that I had personally paid $200 for, and I see a same or similar item on Marketplace for $10 because they don't know what it is. And I know that I could sell it for $100 because if I'm willing to buy it for $200, somebody will definitely buy it for $100. I bought it for 10. That's 10 times. Everything I do is business. I don't have time to sit in a restaurant and wait for a piece of meat to be recooked because they cooked it wrong. I can consume that. It's still better than a lot of meals I've eaten. I ate fucking meals in prison. I ate meals. I went 30 days and ate nothing but MREs because I drove my Blazer to my shop and slept on my fucking floor on a poncho liner on concrete in Oceanside with no heat in the building. And I ate MREs because I didn't have gas money to get home, and I definitely didn't have money to buy food. I was there, I was committed, I had no choice but to make this work. The MREs, I was trading gear for them. For cases of MREs, when Marines would come back from the field, they would throw those away. Other Marines would pull them out of the dumpster, and I would eat thrown away MREs from the dumpster. I did that for 30 days. I put 20 pounds on in 30 days of fat from eating MREs, whatever it takes. Most of you have never slept any place but a bed and had an air conditioner. You've never felt the other side. You don't know what the bottom is. You've never even been close to the bottom. There's different levels to this shit. And that's what we're talking about in all of this. Money breeds evil. That's just a fucking little pussy excuse you live with every day. I couldn't imagine living in fear like your bitch ass does. Go do some real shit. Expound your boundaries. Chase something better. Fucking, you got kids watching you. Do some shit. If you died today, I want people that show up at my funeral to be surprised at the people that show up. I don't want them to know each other. I want them from all walks of life, and I want them to tell all kinds of stories that the other guys didn't know about. That's social fucking currency. People are watching you do some shit worth them fucking talking about. Hopefully it's good enough and it's enough that the word gets out without you putting it out there and they're talking about it before you're fucking dead. Do some shit worth fucking talking about and stop negotiating with yourself. Your children are watching that. Set a higher precedence. Be the fucking explorer. Leave a legacy. Whatever it is you need to do some shit worth fucking talking about. That's it.